All right, folks, picture this. You're digging through your loose change, probably looking for enough quarters to hit the vending machine, when suddenly, bam, you find a 2009 Lincoln penny. No mint mark, just another penny, right? Wrong. Because if you've got the right one, you might be holding on to $1 million coin. Yep, you heard that right. $1 million for a single Lincoln penny. Now, before you start flipping every penny in your piggy bank, let's talk about what makes this bad boy so special, how to identify if you have one, and why collectors are losing their minds over it. Plus, I'll share a little personal story about my own penny hunting adventures that'll either inspire you or make you laugh at my misfortune. Let's rewind to 2009. It was a big year. Obama was president, everyone was obsessed with the Thriller tribute at the VMAs, and the U.S. Mint decided to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday by releasing 4 different reverse designs on the penny. Cool, right? But what's even cooler is the fact that a rare, no-mint mark version of this penny has been making waves in the coin-collecting world, with one recently fetching a jaw-dropping $1 million at auction. Normally, pennies struck in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, but there's something weird about this one. Experts believe it may have been struck using a special die or planchet, making it a true one-of-a-kind find. If your 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny looks like it's been through a blender, sorry, but you won't be retiring on it. The $1 million version is in pristine, uncirculated condition. Think crisp edges, flawless surface, and no signs of your uncle using it as a makeshift screwdriver. Some theories suggest that this particular penny may have been struck on a different metal planchet or contains an ultra-rare die variation. Either way, collectors are lining up with big bucks to own it. Now, let me hit you with a quick story. A few years back, I was at a garage sale. You know, one of those places where you can find anything from vintage baseball cards to a toaster that still smells like burnt bagels. I saw an old coin jar on a dusty table, and for $5 I figured, why not? I took it home, dumped it out, and guess what? A 2009 Lincoln penny with no mint mark was staring me right in the face. My heart nearly stopped. I spent the next 48 hours researching, squinting at it under a magnifying glass, and even taking it to a coin shop, convinced I had struck gold. Turns out, it was just a regular penny. Yep, the disappointment was real. But hey, I learned a ton, and now I'm passing that knowledge to you. So, how can you check if you have the $1 million version? Look for the no mint mark. If it's got a little D or S under the date, it's from Denver or San Francisco. Not the rare one. Check the condition. Coins in top condition are always worth more. If yours looks brand new, you might be onto something. Get an expert opinion. If you think you have something special, get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. The 2009 no mint mark Lincoln penny that could be worth $1 million. Now, before you start frantically digging through your couch cushions, remember that finding one of these is like winning the coin collecting lottery. But hey, it never hurts to check. If you love learning about coins worth money and want more tips on spotting valuable finds, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Who knows? The next rare coin could be sitting in your pocket right now. And if you do find a 2009 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, don't forget to send me a message, just in case I suddenly need a loan. All right, folks, let me ask you something. Have you ever had a penny in your pocket, tossed it on the counter, and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one of those little copper coins could be worth over $1 million? That's right, today, we're talking about the legendary 1969 D. Lincoln penny, a coin so valuable it could buy you a house, a fancy car, and still leave you enough for a ridiculous amount of coffee. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny? Worth $1.1 million? Come on. But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be checking every jar, couch cushion, and random pocket for one of these bad boys. And hey, if you like making money from coins hiding in plain sight, be sure to stick around till the end. I've got plenty more where this came from. So, what makes the 1969 D. Lincoln penny so valuable? Well, before we get into that, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at a flea market, sifting through an old coin box that looked like it hadn't been touched since the Nixon administration. I saw a handful of pennies and thought, why not? The seller, an older gentleman with suspenders and an impressive mustache, looked at me like I was crazy for caring about pennies. but I had a hunch. I paid a couple of bucks for the whole lot and took them home. Spoiler alert. No $1 million penny that day, but I did find a nice silver dime worth $100, so not a total loss. Now, back to business. The 1969 D penny is a rare one because of a specific error. Well, actually, a couple of things make it special. First off, the D mint mark means it was minted in Denver. That part isn't rare in itself, but it's what happened during the minting process that makes this coin so incredibly valuable. One of the most famous errors in Lincoln penny history is the double die obverse. This means that during the minting process, the design was accidentally stamped twice, causing a noticeable doubling effect. If you look at Lincoln's face, the date, or the word liberty, you'll see it, almost like a ghost image. If you have one of these and it's in great condition, congratulations. You're sitting on a serious payday now. Here's where things get interesting. Most of the super valuable double die pennies come from the Philadelphia Mint, not Denver. So, a double die from the Denver Mint? That's like finding a four-leaf clover made of gold. The best part? People have actually found these in circulation. Imagine going to the gas station, getting a handful of change, and casually walking away with $1 million penny. That's what happened to a lucky collector who stumbled across one, sent it to get graded, and boom, instant millionaire status. Look at the year, 1969. If the numbers look doubled, you're onto something. Check Liberty and In God We Trust. If they also show doubling, you might have struck gold. Well, copper, but you get the point. And of course, make sure there's a D mint mark below the date. If you think you have one, get it checked by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A coin of this magnitude needs proper authentication because, believe it or not, there are fakes out there. And trust me, nobody wants to be the guy who thinks he's rich, only to find out his coin is about as real as Monopoly money. So what's the current market value? Well, the last known sale of a 1969 D double die penny hit a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. And given how rare they are, if another one surfaces in top condition, who knows? It might go even higher. When was the last time you checked your change? Because after this video, I bet you'll be looking at every penny a little differently. Who knows? Your next trip to the grocery store might turn you into a millionaire overnight. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins worth serious money, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and coin collecting strategies coming your way, and trust me, you don't want to miss them. Also, let me know in the comments, what's the best coin you've ever found? I love hearing your stories, and who knows? Maybe your find will be featured in an upcoming video. Alright, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change, and boom, you find a penny. But not just any penny. Oh no, this bad boy is a 1978 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and guess what? It's worth a mind-blowing $1.2 million. That's right, a single copper coin that could buy you a mansion, a sports car, and still leave you enough change for a fancy cup of coffee. So, what makes this little coin so special? Well, grab your magnifying glass and a snack, because we're diving deep into the mystery, the rarity, and, most importantly, how you might have one hiding in plain sight. Now, let's talk about what exactly makes this 1978 no mint mark penny so valuable. First off, you might be thinking, wait a minute, aren't all pennies from Philadelphia missing a mint mark? And you'd be right. But this isn't just any Philly penny, it's a rare error coin. A printing mistake. A little oopsie-daisy at the US Mint that turned an everyday coin into a collector's jackpot. What happened? Well, according to coin experts, a small batch of 1978 pennies was struck with a different composition and a unique die variation, making them stand out from the rest. Combine that with the fact that very few of these ever left the mint, and you've got yourself a coin that collectors are willing to throw down serious cash for. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Joe, was sifting through his grandfather's old coin jar. The usual stuff. Some wheat pennies, a few silver dimes, and then a 1978 penny that looked a little different. No mint mark. Slightly off in color. He didn't think much of it until one day, he saw an article about rare pennies. He took it to a coin dealer and boom, his penny was worth 6 figures. Let's just say Joe went from eating instant ramen to steak dinners real quick. So, How do you know if you have one of these life-changing pennies? First, check for the missing mint mark. That's step one. But don't stop there. You'll also want to look for a few other signs, like a slightly different color, a thicker rim, or any odd die markings. If you're unsure, take it to a professional coin grader. And please do not clean the coin. Collectors love natural patina, and scrubbing it down could take thousands off its value. No pressure, but you wouldn't want to turn your $1 million penny into pocket change, right? And let's talk numbers. Right now, the current market value for this penny? A staggering $1.2 million. Why? Because it's rare, it's in high demand, and collectors are always on the hunt for the next big find. Auctions are buzzing with activity, and if you happen to stumble upon one of these, well, let's just say your bank account is about to have a very good day. Alright, so what did we learn today? 1. Always check your spare change. You never know when a simple penny could be your golden ticket. 2. Rare coins are hiding everywhere, from old piggy banks to the bottom of your car's cup holder. And 3. The 1978 no-mint mark penny is proof that a little curiosity and a keen eye can pay off in a huge way. Now, if you want to keep learning about valuable coins and hidden treasures, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next video, where we uncover more coins that could be worth thousands or even millions. And hey, if you found this video helpful or just entertaining, give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend. Who knows? Maybe you'll help someone discover their own $1 million penny. Alright, folks, listen up. Imagine digging through your loose change and finding a penny, just a regular OL penny, right? But what if I told you that one specific penny, a 1992 D. Lincoln cent, sold for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million? Yep, that's right. A single cent turning someone into a millionaire. Now, before you start flipping over your couch cushions, let me break down exactly why this coin is worth a small fortune and how you might just have one sitting in your pocket. Now, let's talk about what makes this penny so valuable. It all comes down to one little detail: the letters A and M in America on the back of the coin. In most 1992 D pennies, the letters are spaced apart, but in the ultra-rare variety, they're practically cuddling. This is what collectors call a close AM variety. A tiny difference, but one that could make you a millionaire. You might be wondering how something like this even happens. Well, this little minting mishap occurred when the US Mint accidentally used the wrong reverse die, the one mint for the 1993 pennies, on a small batch of 1992 D coins. A mix-up like this is every collector's dream because it means there are only a handful of these babies floating around. And since collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare errors, that's how we got to the record-breaking $1.3 million price tag. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was sorting through a bucket of pennies, convinced I was about to strike it rich. I had my magnifying glass, a flashlight, and an unhealthy amount of optimism. Every coin I picked up, I'd squint at the AM, hoping to find the magic one. Long story short, I found a 1992 penny, but it wasn't the close AM, just a regular one worth, well, 1 cent. But here's the thing. Someone out there found one. That means they exist, and if they found one, you might too. So, how do you check your pennies? First, grab a magnifying glass and look at the word America on the back of your 1992 D penny. If the A and M are almost touching, you might be holding onto a serious payday. If they're spaced apart, well, at least you've got some copper for your collection. So there you have it, folks. A simple penny that could change your life. If you've got a jar of change at home, now's the time to start digging. And hey, if you do find one, I fully expect you to send me a thank you note from your new mansion. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth serious money, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be sharing more hidden treasures that could be hiding in your pocket change. Don't forget to like this video and drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're just as obsessed with searching for them as I am. I'm going to make you rethink that real quick. Imagine picking up what looks like an ordinary 1988 Lincoln penny, and then realizing it's worth $1.4 million. Yep, you heard me right. $1.4 million for a single penny. And no, I haven't lost my mind. At least, not yet. So, how do you know if you're holding a fortune in your hands or just some pocket change? Stick with me. because today we're diving deep into the mystery of the 1988 no mint mark Lincoln penny. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, where to find these coins, and how you could be sitting on a literal gold mine. Well, a copper mine, but you get the point. Let's get into it. All right, let's start with the basics. The 1988 Lincoln penny was struck at multiple U.S. mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Normally, coins from Philadelphia have no mint mark, but there's a catch. There's a rare error in some of these 1988 pennies that makes them astronomically valuable. This error comes from what's known as a transitional die variety. Sounds fancy? Huh? Basically, the U.S. Mint was preparing for the design changes coming in 1989, but some of the older 1988 pennies got struck with the wrong die. The valuable 1988 no mint mark penny features a 1989 reverse die. That means that while the front of the coin looks totally normal, the back has subtle differences in the design. Specifically, the lettering on FG near the Lincoln Memorial is slightly different. That tiny detail? Yeah, it's what separates a regular penny from a million-dollar jackpot. Now, if you're wondering, who even notices something that small? Let me tell you, collectors and coin experts have eagle eyes. They can spot a coin anomaly faster than I can spot free food at a party. And trust me, that's fast. But wait, let me tell you a quick personal story. A couple of years ago, I was at a garage sale, looking for treasure in other people's junk, and I saw this old mason jar full of pennies. The seller said, "Take the whole jar for $5." Now, normally, I wouldn't even think twice, but something told me to grab it. I took it home, dumped them out on my kitchen table, and started inspecting each one. Did I find a 1988 no mint mark penny worth $1 million? Well, no. But I did find a 1943 steel penny, which was still worth a decent chunk of change. Moral of the story? Always check your change. Check your pocket change. Pennies are still circulating, and you never know when one of these might slip through the cracks. Hit up garage sales and estate sales. Old coin collections often go unnoticed by sellers who don't know what they have. Coin rolls from the bank. Yep, go to your bank, ask for rolls of pennies, and get to searching. Online marketplaces. Some people unknowingly list rare coins for cheap. If you know what to look for, you might score big. Now let's talk value. If you happen to find one of these rare 1988 no mint mark pennies with the 1989 reverse die, you're looking at a payday of over $1.4 million in top condition. Even lower grade examples can fetch thousands. That's life-changing money, folks. Imagine paying off your mortgage, buying a car, or finally affording that fancy coffee machine that makes espresso shots just right. So there you have it, folks. The 1988 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just another coin rattling around in your cup holder. It could be your ticket to $1 million payday. Now, before you rush to dump out your piggy bank, make sure you're subscribed to this channel because we talk about hidden treasures in your pocket change all the time. And hey, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who always complains about being broke, and drop a comment below. What's the rarest coin you've ever found? Who knows? Your story might be featured in the next video. Alright, folks, buckle up because today we are talking about a humble little penny that could make you a millionaire. That's right, a single 1980 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has been valued at a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. Now, before you go diving into your couch cushions like a treasure hunter on a mission, let's break down why this little copper coin is worth a fortune and how you might just have one sitting in your pocket. Speaking of pocket change, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a gas station buying my usual coffee when I got some change back. Now, as a coin collector, I always check my coins because you never know what you'll find. And wouldn't you believe it? I found a wheat penny. Now, it wasn't $1 million penny, but it did get me thinking, how many people out there are spending rare coins without even knowing it? If that's not enough to make you check your coins, I don't know what is. So what's the deal with this 1980 no mint mark penny? Well, first, let's talk about what a mint mark is. Usually, you'll find a little letter on coins, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. But in 1980, there was a small error at the Philadelphia Mint. Somehow, some pennies were struck without the P mint mark, making them incredibly rare. Now, here's where it gets crazy. The standard 1980 penny is mostly just worth face value, 1 cent. But the no mint mark version? That's a whole different story. Only a handful of these have ever been found, and collectors are willing to pay big money for one in pristine condition. We're talking about a sale of $1.5 million at auction for a high-grade specimen. That's a lot of penny candy. So, how do you know if you've got one? Simple. Grab a magnifying glass, a good light source, and start checking your 1980 pennies. If you find one without a mint mark and it's in excellent shape, you might just have a gold mine in your hands. Of course, you'll want to get it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC to verify its true value. And let's be honest, if you find one, what's the first thing you're doing? Quitting your job? Buying a sports car? Or maybe just framing it and telling the story at every family gathering for the rest of your life? Either way, it's the ultimate rags to riches tale in the world of coin collecting. Now, if you don't have one of these rare pennies, don't get discouraged. There are plenty of valuable coins still floating around in circulation. The key is knowing what to look for and being patient. Some of the most valuable coins have been found in pocket change, yard sales, and even those old jars of pennies sitting in grandma's attic. So, what have we learned today? First, always check your change. Second, the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be your ticket to millionaire status. And third, coin collecting is a lot more exciting than most people think. It's like treasure hunting, but without the risk of getting stranded on a deserted island. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we've got plenty more tips on finding valuable coins, collecting strategies, and hidden treasures you might have sitting in your pocket right now. And hey, if you do find one of these rare pennies, let me know in the comments. I'll be the first to congratulate you and maybe ask if I can borrow $1. Alright, folks, let me ask you something. When's the last time you actually checked your pocket change? I'm talking really checked it. Because if you've been tossing pennies aside like they're worthless, you might just be making the biggest mistake of your life. Imagine this. You're at a gas station, you get 15 cents in change, and without thinking, you drop that little brown penny into the cup holder of your car, only to find out later that it could have been worth $1.60 million. Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're talking about the rare and insanely valuable 1985 D. Lincoln penny. Why is this little coin making headlines? How do you know if you have one? And most importantly, what should you do if you do? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you might just be raiding every coin jar in your house. And trust me, you won't be the only one. The 1985 D. Lincoln penny. What's the big deal? So, let's get into it. The 1985 D. Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark. Normally, these pennies are just your average copper-plated zinc cents, nothing special. But sometimes, something magical, or rather, accidental, happens at the U.S. Mint. A rare error during the minting process has led to a handful of these pennies being worth a life-changing fortune. Here's the kicker. The reason this penny is worth so much isn't just because it's old. Because let's be real, 1985 wasn't that long ago. I mean, my back hurts, but I'm not ancient. It's because of a specific minting error that makes it incredibly rare. Collectors are going crazy over a version of this penny that was accidentally struck on a pre-1983 copper planchet instead of the standard zinc core planchet. That's right, this penny has the same weight and composition as the old-school 95% copper pennies, making it one of a kind. And collectors? Oh, they love one-of-a-kind things. Alright, so now you're probably eyeballing every penny you've ever touched. Make sure it has that tiny little D under the date. A normal 1985 D penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. But if you have one of these special ones, it'll weigh about 3.1 grams. Just like the older copper pennies, use a magnet. Copper isn't magnetic. If it sticks to a magnet, sorry, but it's not the rare one. Listen to the sound. Drop it on a table. A copper penny makes a nice ringing sound, while a zinc penny sounds a little more dull. Kind of like that guy at work who always talks about his fantasy football team. Now, let's talk money, because that's why we're here, right? The highest recorded sale for one of these bad boys hit a jaw-dropping $1.6 million at auction. Why? Because rare coin collectors will do just about anything to own something unique. More common error pennies from 1985 can still go for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. But if you find the one, yeah, you're set for life. Alright, let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was at a garage sale, digging through an old shoebox full of pennies. Yes, I'm that person. The lady selling them was like, "Oh, that's just my grandpa's old junk." Junk. I took a chance, bought the whole box for $5, and guess what? I found a 1983 double-die penny worth over $1,500. Not exactly $1.6 million, but hey, profit is profit. Since then, I've been checking every single penny that comes my way, because you never know when lightning will strike twice. So, what have we learned today? First, always check your pennies. Second, if you ever hear someone say, "It's just a penny," they clearly don't know about numismatics. And third, if you find a 1985 D copper penny, you better take it straight to a professional coin grader and then start planning that dream vacation. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth big money, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Alright, coin lovers, buckle up because today we're talking about a penny worth more than a beachfront vacation home. That's right, a single 1976 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny just sold for a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Yep, that little copper coin you might have tossed into a vending machine could actually be your golden ticket. But how did this happen? Why is this particular penny worth a small fortune? And most importantly, do you have one hiding in your pocket right now? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and who knows? You might just be holding on to a life-changing piece of change. Let's start with a little backstory. The year was 1976. America was celebrating its bicentennial. Bell-bottoms were still in fashion, for better or worse, and a little-known mistake at the U.S. Mint led to one of the most valuable pennies of all time. Normally, Lincoln pennies from this year should have a mint mark indicating where they were produced, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or no mark at all if struck in Philadelphia. However, this rare error coin, an ultra-rare no-mint mark variety, is different. The exact cause is still a mystery, but experts believe it was an experimental strike or a transitional error where a die intended for proof coins was mistakenly used for circulation strikes. Now, let's talk value. How does a tiny 1-cent coin end up being worth a cool $1.7 million? Well, it all comes down to three things: rarity, demand, and condition. This particular penny is not only an error, but it's also in pristine condition, graded at MS 67 by professional coin grading services. For those new to grading, that's basically the coin collecting equivalent of a flawless diamond. No scratches, no dings, just pure, uncirculated perfection. Now, before you start flipping your couch cushions inside out looking for one, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at a flea market, just minding my business, when I spotted an old coin jar on a vendor's table. It was filled with what looked like ordinary pocket change, but something told me to take a closer look. For $5, I walked away with the whole jar. Later that night, as I sifted through it, my heart almost stopped. I found a 1976 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. I thought I had just struck it rich. But then, after closer inspection, turns out it was just a regular Philly minted penny with a bit of wear. A tough break, but hey, the thrill of the hunt is half the fun, right? So, how can you tell if you've got the real deal? Look for a 1976 Lincoln penny with absolutely no mint mark. The coin must be in pristine condition. Any scratches or damage can seriously affect the value. If you think you have one, get it professionally graded. Coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate it and confirm its value. I'm about to tear through every penny I've ever touched. And honestly, you should. Because even if you don't find the million-dollar jackpot, there are plenty of other valuable coins out there just waiting to be discovered. So, before you cash in your change at the Coinstar machine, take a second look. And if you love learning about rare coins and how to spot money-making treasures in your pocket, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stick around for more coin collecting strategies.